We're back! Happy New Year! On January 19th.
At least it's still January. At least it's still
Yeah,
January. And we're
it's
live.
still January.
Just gonna
Again, as usual,
yes.
we're gonna do the usual sharing and checking.
Yes.
It's my first, I think, sprint of the year. But for you, you've had 5 million sprints already since the beginning of the year. I mean, like you're always live.
Yeah, I feel like I just need to because like I have also been busy at work. Like surprisingly, January, like going back to work has been terribly busy.
Mm,
So I'm like, the weekend is the time that I could really read. So I'm like, might as
mm,
well.
might as well.
So here we are
If
live.
you're reading, might as well put it on a sprint.
Okay, I'm just gonna post this on Instagram. Okay.
I forgot to prep the stuff that I share.
Have you forgotten
Forgot
how
to
to do sprints?
a little bit. Sprints.
Okay. Just gonna check the link. Link.
I'm almost done.
Gonna be reading. Wait.
Okay, done. So, hi, how are you? Welcome to the sprints. Wait, so I think I've seen you in the sprint before. Do we call you Norsisk? Norisk? Mm, I don't know, but I feel like I remember reading this name in the sprint before. I've
Norris?
forgotten how to
Nor
pronounce it.
I forgot.
But
Was it on
it
your
looks
solo sprints? Because
familiar.
I I'm trying
Maybe,
to
maybe it's
find.
on the solo sprint. But I've forgotten how to pronounce it. So let us know how you want us to pronounce your name. Or if you want us to call you by a different name. We're sharing this on YouTube. Or sorry, on Instagram. So happy New Year, everyone. I know that it's already past the midpoint of January, but this is our first sprint back.
Together,
And
yeah.
I know, and it actually for me, it feels like I just started the year because I was in a lot of like weddings, trips that we've been planning
Yeah.
since last year because one of my best friends got married on January 3rd. So it's literally like the new year. So I didn't feel like I started the new year. It feels like I'm still at the end point of 2024 up until when I
2020.
got back from our trip and everything. We kind of had
Yeah,
to
you
crash
were
their
in
honeymoon.
Sikihor.
Yeah, it was. It was really, it's really
So did you
beautiful
finish
place.
Sikihor?
Yes, I finished Sikihor, and Sikihor, which
Oh my gosh,
is
you
my goal.
read it before I did. Because I'm still not done
Finished
with
it
it.
before you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I actually really, really like maybe I think four stories from it. Some of them I was just like okay. Like I feel like some stories
Hmm.
were just very vague ideas. Which is, I think, is the point of like a collection like that. Just kind of like a sounding board for the author to write like stories that you might they might not usually write. But some of the ideas are really, really fun and creepy to read about, especially when you're surrounded by like trees and you're reading at night and then there's like
And
crickets
where
and stuff. Very nature location. It feels a lot more eerie for sure.
well, plus
It's
what
really nice.
Sikihor is known for, so it added to.
Yes, it definitely did. We went to the Enchanted Baleta tree, and I even got this little voodoo doll crochet thing because they were selling that in the parang like small shops beside the baleta tree. It's really fun. And it was a good break, but it definitely made me a little bit tired for the end of the like for the beginning of the year. Feel like the 2024 hasn't ended yet, but now I just started the new year, so it's great that we're having sprints again because I haven't actually been reading that much. I think I've only finished two books since the start of the year, and one of those was the short story collection. So I haven't been super like I've been picking books up, but I haven't been finishing anything.
Oh no! Wait, so
Um,
for January, have you read anything? Have you finished? Well, aside from
yeah,
Sikihor.
yeah, that, and I also finished Lucia Dreaming, which is a graphic
Mm.
novel. Pretty interesting one. So I read those. Spoiler alert, this is for a vlog because I read a bunch of like horror, Filipino horror books in Siki Horror. I
Mm.
finished two, I started three. I started the third one, but I haven't finished that yet. So that's like one thing that I made there. But that's the only thing that I've finished. I haven't finished a book since then. But feels like because I feel like I've been catching up after all of the trips and stuff. Yes, I've been here before. You can just call me Narto. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Nor.
For Nar. Because I was at like
Oh,
the
Nor.
XISK. It was so difficult. How
Or
are you?
Nor.
How's your January so far? Have you been reading? Do you have a currently reading book? What are you going to be reading with us today? Let us know in the chat. But as we do that, maybe you can start to share what you are going to be reading for the sprints.
Okay, me first. Okay.
Yes.
So I will be reading The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, so the author of Circe. And I was just talking to you about this, but I've already started reading it like back in 2023, but
Mm,
I stopped. I doesn't mean that I wasn't liking it or anything. I just wasn't in the mood for the writing because it's so lyrical, so poetic, it's just so flowery.
yeah.
So I was already one third through the book back then, but I was like, I feel like I kind of want to start reading my physical books this year. So I
Mm,
want to start it at this January. So started this last Wednesday, and I'm around 106 page of the book. So I wish I could get to like 160 at least
mm.
tonight. How about you? What are you going to be reading tonight?
I'm gonna start a new book. I just said I haven't finished any of the books that I read, and I'm starting a new one. Um, I am reading You by Caroline Kepnes. So this is an ugly ass cover with the
Ooh.
with the tie-in, but it's the source of the You
TV
show
show, yeah.
that stars, yeah, Penn Badgley. And all I know about is that so the reason why I'm reading this is because I want to watch the show. And I know that
Okay.
there's a book for it, so I thought maybe it would be interesting to read it first. I feel like I'm gonna read it fast because it's like thriller
Yeah.
mystery kind of book anyway. So I thought, okay, I'll read it first, and then I thought, what if I just read the entire series first and do film the same thing that I filmed, like my Four Horsemen video or my Never After series, just filming all of my reactions because I feel like from the show itself, it's gonna get crazy. Like it's gonna go really bonkers because it is like stop. Like
Mm.
if you didn't know, like I don't think this is a spoiler. We know that Penn Badgley here, his character. I don't know the names yet. I haven't started it yet. He is somewhat of a stalker. Like I think he's a bookseller, is what I'm
Yeah, he's
remembering
a
from the trailers.
bookseller.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
And then he saw someone, and then he essentially gets obsessed with that person, like thoroughly obsessed to the point of doing crazy stuff, like really demented stuff. And I thought,
yeah.
oh, that would be interesting to react to. So that's why I'm reading the entire series. This is gonna be my reading material for the next couple of days. I think there are 4 books in the series, so I'm gonna read all of those. But yeah, that is why I am reading this book. I've heard very mixed things about both the show and the
Hmm.
book. I think what I've heard is that the show starts out really great, but it's also very difficult to watch because of how crazy things get. I'm not sure
And
if I'm
graphic,
like
yeah.
yeah, like maybe yeah, maybe that's why. But I have no idea. Like I've only watched a snippet of the trailer when the first season came out. I haven't watched anything from the show.
I've
Pam's
watched it
TV,
before.
3 a.m.
Oh my
here.
gosh. Hi,
Do you
Stevie.
agree that it's like very hard to watch because
No,
of the
well, for me,
nature
no,
of
because like I
something?
like watching
Yeah.
those kinds of things. So
Your
I'm not like
soul is dark.
I'm
You're
like
like
this is
chilling.
nothing. Like it doesn't.
Probably gonna fall
It's not
asleep
as
by the time I pop
graphic
on.
as they make it to be.
Mm,
So I think
okay,
I'll put it
okay.
that way.
Okay. So maybe if you're used to like horror manga or horror stuff, or maybe even just graphic like descriptions of things, maybe you won't be as surprised
I
or as
think
taken aback by the show.
I think it's more of like it's scary. It's scary because it's
It
grounded on
could happen in real
reality that
life.
this could
Yeah,
happen to anyone. I
yeah,
think that's the scariest part.
yeah.
Like all the bloody stuff isn't as bloody as you
That,
would think,
yeah.
but they did say that the show was pretty on point with the book because like it's told in the POV of the guy. So
Yes.
because I think the book
Actually,
is also in the
in
POV.
second person.
Yeah.
Actually, I started reading just the first page and I saw that it's second person POV, which kind of scared me a little bit because normally I have a hard time with second person POV. Like I get confused, like who is the
Mm,
you that he's talking about or whatever. But then thinking about it after reading the first paragraph, I'm like, this is actually kind of extra creepy
yeah.
because it feels like because obviously you in this case is talking to me as the reader. It feels like now he's talking me. I feel like that's gonna be my
Yeah,
feeling while
yeah, because
reading
he's
this
talking
book.
to you.
Yeah, so I kind of feel like okay, that's actually a good choice for the perspective because I sometimes I hate it if the POV is just second person for
Yeah.
no absolutely no reason at all. But this one just I feel like okay, it's gonna be effective. I hope, or I don't hope. I don't know. Because normally I get scared about I'm more scared about movies that can actually happen, things that can actually happen in real life rather
Mm,
than ghosts and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, paranormal stuff. Mm.
yeah. My reading book is all over the place. I started many books. You and me both. But I'll read The Poppy War. Really funny to see that you're going to read it too. Yes, I am gonna be reading The Poppy War for my next series or next batch
Ooh.
of round, I guess, of my series read along sprints. So that's gonna start on Thursday. No, not Thursday, Tuesday. Yeah, on the 21st, Tuesday. We're reading the Poppy War finally. So many people, I think you included, and I know Kat's here in the chat as well, has been telling me to read the Poppy War. And I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm.
That gave me an
And I think you're gonna finish
excuse
it way ahead
to
of me. If you're gonna finish the
that
whole
gave me an
series.
excuse to get the second and maybe you should join the read along sprints then.
I don't know
Literally
if
read
I'm
along.
ready for the puppy war. Because I feel like I need to reread it before I jump
The first
to the
book.
Dragon Republic. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna start with the first book. Maybe you should reread it.
And the Dragon Republic is just there.
Just staring,
On this.
yeah. Staring at you from the back. Hi, Lunatia. How are
Hi,
you?
Luna.
It's been a while. Well, because of I haven't streamed in a while, so it's been a while. But good afternoon to you. What are you gonna be reading with us? because it's the weekend, right? So yeah. Are you gonna be reading with us? Or are you gonna be doing something else? Finally, the Poppy War. I know. Actually, I kind of initially when I started this series, Read Along Sprints, I told myself, okay, I'm gonna pick series that are on my shelves, on my TBR, because that's the
Mm,
reason why I started the series. I wanted to read the books that I have. But the Poppy War actually
yeah.
didn't have it. So I bought the first book and
Oh
then,
my
oh, now
gosh.
I have the Poppy War. So I can,
So you have an excuse to start
yeah,
it.
and then I got the second and third book, like literally just yesterday.
I actually forgot where the book is, where it is. Like the
What
first
do
book.
you mean?
Like I
Oh,
don't
you
know
don't
where I
keep the
put it.
series together?
No.
Oh, interesting. I thought
I
since you
don't.
mentioned that the Dragon Republic is behind you, that the Poppy War would be there too.
Yeah. Oh no, it's here. It's here. So how I shelve my books is like I only put out most of my unread, so like they don't mix up
Mm.
with what I've already read. So
Ah,
my red
okay.
books, I put them inside the cabinet, like here. So I have
Okay.
it here. It's in within arm's reach.
So I think we
And look at
should be
those
bugging.
annotations, girl.
I think
I
it'll be
have.
fun to reread it. Just saying.
Oh my gosh. I
Uh,
annotated the shit out of this book.
like you
I have
actually
like a
wrote in it?
random note. I have a
Okay,
random note.
okay.
This general is giving me Thanos vibes. That's my only note. We'll
Uh,
see. We'll see.
uh,
We'll see how my mood is after reading the Song of
yeah.
Achilles. If I'm gonna be
Okay.
ready
So the
for
first book,
another
The Poppy
heartbreaking one.
War, I'm gonna be reading it over 3 weeks because I'm gonna divide it into three parts. It's pretty long. I'm reading Notes on
It
Self by
is.
Emily Pine.
Ooh.
I haven't
What's
seen
on
that book.
self?
Paragraph.
Emily Pine.
Notes on Self.
Wait.
Ooh, where can I find it? Emily.
Oh, it's an orange book. Okay. Emily Pine. Oh, it's a nonfiction. It's a nonfiction book.
Have you
Feminism. It's an Irish.
are you just starting it during the sprint or have you already started reading it? Notes to Self pala.
And you've been on a roll, Kat. I've been seeing your
Yeah, I feel
stories and
like
you've just been on a
you're
roll
reading so
reading.
much, which I'm happy for you. I hope I can be like that. So what are we both reading? I am reading You by Caroline Kepnes, and Pam is reading Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. So I am gonna set up now for our first reading sprint so that we can get the ball rolling and actually read
Do you want to do
the
40?
books. Oh, okay. Wow. New year,
Just to
new
see how
time.
we're. Yeah, just to
How
see.
I feel.
Let's test it
Okay,
out.
good. Okay, let's do 40 for the first sprint and see how we feel
Yeah, how we
afterward.
fare with the.
Yeah, and then how many minutes did you do your chat timer?
It's still
Did you,
8.
do, did you
It's
still do
still 8.
8? Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Let's do 40 for our first reading sprints. I shall see you in 40 minutes then.
Happy reading.
Happy reading, everyone. Hi everyone. How was the first reading sprint where I forgot to start the timer?
And that timer going off. That was new.
With the
That was a new
yeah,
theme.
yeah, because the video that we have is like ocean, whatever, and I saw this alarm that says tropical, and like okay, I'm gonna try that.
Well, it definitely sounded tropical.
Okay, I'm gonna start the chat timer as well. How was your book? How far along did you get into A Song of Achilles?
I got to read like 30 pages because I started at 103, I think, and I got to 136. So, yeah, I think I read 30 pages just for that
Mm.
sprint alone. So that's a lot for me. How about you? How was you? How was you?
How was you?
How are you?
So I made it to page 29. I'm reading a bit slowly because I'm also filming while I'm reading, like filming my reactions and stuff. But it is like it starts off strong. Like it doesn't mess about and it doesn't like beat around the bush. We start off strong with the stalking and all of the
Mm,
different methods that he's going into just to get to know this girl even further. And it's like it's exponentially progressing towards like creepier and creepier. Like the next, like a day after, he's stalking her Instagram, her Twitter, her online things,
mm,
and then a few days after, he knows where she lives. He knows where like he's already camping out outside her
mm.
apartment. And then a few days later, he found a way to get inside the apartment. I'm like, he's very productive, very good at what he does.
And like very resourceful.
Yeah, I know. Very, very so like he even went to stores to get like different outfits and stuff. He's really like he's very good at this stuff. How about everyone else? How was your sprint? Hi Eliza. No, you're not late. You just did the first reading sprint. We're gonna have a
Eliza.
couple more. So let us know what you're gonna be reading with us. Hi, yes, new other timer. Yes, I did see it. Um, and I adjusted the timer, so we didn't read extra minutes. Forgive me for I have forgotten how to sprint, apparently.
It's been long.
Um, yeah. Hi, Bea. How are you? You're reading The Doll's House by Lisa Unger? I think I've read this
Ooh,
book
it's
before.
harder.
This is a thriller, right? Is it?
Yeah, I'm
Doll's
assuming because like I've
House.
read a
Oh, yeah,
Lisa
yeah.
Unger book last year.
Okay. Did you like it?
Which one was it? The Couple in 5B. I think it was okay. Like I think I gave it 3 stars.
So
But how are you
for
like?
creepy, okay, okay. I was gonna ask how you're finding the book. So let me just
I
check.
need to see
Widowed
how that
Mother.
feels like. With the house.
Oh, okay. Widowed Mother moves into her fiance's old family home. Is it like a haunted house or something?
Ooh, it's a
I'm
short
currently
story.
reading.
It's just
Oh,
98
is
pages
it?
long. Yeah, it's just 98
Oh yeah, I
pages long.
didn't
Oh,
notice.
it's an
Yeah.
Amazon original. That's why it's just pretty short.
Is it gonna be part of those
Yeah,
collections
yeah,
or
yeah,
no?
that collection, I think.
Um, I'm currently reading After by Annie Todd. I am at chapter 37 out of
Ooh.
99. Is it after the Harry Styles
Yeah,
fanfic
based on the
thing,
fanfic.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wait, so it used to be Harry Styles fanfic and then it was like rewritten to be
Into
published
an actual
initially?
book, I think.
Okay. That's what I've heard about it. I haven't read it
I
before.
think it's also been
Have
turned
you?
into a movie.
Yeah, yeah, I think I saw, I think with Cindy react to it at some point. Like, I think there's a lot of movies.
Yeah, I think
Like
the second one
two or
also
three.
came
Yeah.
out.
How are you liking it? I think from what I've heard, it's kind of the whole toxic relationship.
Mm.
Not true, but like that's the type of relationship that they kind of have in the beginning. Is it like fake dating, toxic relationship, something? Or is it a bet? I think it was a bet. I forget. I read 25 pages of the Poppy War, so in total, I'm 175 pages
Ooh.
in. We're making good progress. How are you liking the Poppy War? Is it reading? Have you read Babel? And do you think it's kind of similar in terms of writing style? Because that's what I've been hearing. 175, where is that? It's pretty far. You're like almost in the middle of the book. Like almost.
Yeah, 175. It's like halfway.
Kawasaki Horror. I really enjoyed it. It was very. We stayed at this resort. So whenever I travel, I always prefer like relaxed traveling. Like I don't
Mm.
go crazy. Like Amazing Race, hit all the
Mm.
spots. So we just kind of pick a couple of places every day to visit, and then the rest of the time we're just lounging, playing billiards, playing board games. Excuse
Mm.
you. Playing billiards, playing board games and stuff like that. So it was very chill. Like we did a lot of swimming. We went to the famous like falls and did a lot of, I would say like water sports. It's actually just swinging and jumping into the water. Lots of that and lots of exploring, looking for cafes, looking for food. And yeah, it was really nice. It was very relaxing. I wish I could stay in a place like that, but then all I know is I'm just delaying my work. Because when I got back, it was so hard because you had to catch up with
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
I'm reading it via Wattpad though. I'm getting angry not because the book was bad. It's for the
Mm.
right reasons. So getting angry because of what's
Because
happening
of
to
the
the
characters,
characters.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think if the book is not bad and you're feeling like emotions based on what the characters are doing, I think that's like a good reading experience. At least for me. I like it when I feel emotions while reading the characters rather than like just criticizing the book. Have you read after or no?
Me? No, I
Yeah.
haven't. I have
So
not.
I'm yeah, but I've been like hearing I think there's so many books in that series. I think I saw a box set where there's like five or four books or something.
Mm. I
It's kind of
think there's a lot
insane.
happening with that
Yeah.
book. Like,
I feel like it's a kind of book where if you enjoy messy, toxic
yeah, it's
relationship,
very
like
messy.
reading about
Yeah.
it, I think it's a kind of book that you enjoy. Have you seen the show called Tell Me Lies? I think I've
Tell
been
me
hearing about
lies.
it recently, and I think it's also based on a book. And people are saying that similar
Oh,
vibes to After, where it's like messy, toxic relationships. But if you're
okay.
triggered by cheating, please don't read this. So, case in point, messy relationship.
Tom Ellis is in Tell Me Lies. It's in Hulu. That's why I haven't seen
Ah, in
it.
Hulu. Okay, I haven't seen it. I've just heard about it, but I haven't tried to look for it.
Oh, Tell Me
I'm just
Lies
read
is
the
good.
last two comments. I'm reading the German translation, so that only means I'm only 25% through it. German is so wordy. I like it so far. So far, I wouldn't say it's comparable to me, but enjoying it more and more. Yeah, I've seen a comparison of like an English book and then it translated to German, and the German is always so thicker, so much thicker. Just
So
interesting.
175,
It's
175 is not that far. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's not that far. Struggling a bit with all the names though. There are many characters introduced in the beginning. Yeah, I have heard that it can be difficult because it feels like a history textbook, is what I've heard sometimes.
But I feel like if you've read, well, I've read it first before Babel.
Yeah.
I don't. It doesn't have the footnotes thing, but
Mm.
it takes its time. It's taking its time to set up the whole academy thing. So maybe
Yeah.
that's where people are like, okay, this is too much information.
Yeah. Maybe. But with that, I am gonna start the second sprint. I'm gonna start the timer. Pam, start the timer. Start the timer, okay? And I'll
Yes.
see you in 40
Happy
minutes.
reading.
Happy reading, everyone. Hi everyone. How was the second reading sprint?
Hello again. How
The
was
song of
yours?
Achilles.
How far did you get
So
with the book?
I got until page 66 and things are slowly progressing. It's a little bit, well, not slowly actually, very fastly progressing. It's a little bit not tiring, but obviously you're in the head of the of Joe.
Mm.
So you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
all of his thoughts all the
yeah. Mm.
time. And
Yeah.
his thoughts are like running a mile a minute because there's so much of his thinking about. And it's
Mm.
kind of, I mean, obviously that's his personality, like being obsessed. So he's always thinking about her schedule, what every little interaction
Yeah.
that they have. Like he's overthinking everything, and you're reading about all of that. So it can
Mm.
get quite not tiring really, but
Taxing.
it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. How about you? How is a song for Achilles? A song
I
of
got
Achilles.
to 30 more pages, so
Mm,
167. So that's good progress. And the
yeah.
40 minutes is still proving to be pretty short. Like, for me, well, I think I got used to doing 40 minutes because when I was doing solo
Mm,
experience, I was doing 40. Because like
I know.
I was like, if 8 minutes of chat is consistent, might as well just do it
Yeah,
40 minutes.
longer
So each,
sprints. Yeah.
uh,
Because I remember we used to do 25-minute sprints. And I'm thinking, oh,
I
that's such
know.
little time. That
And
is
we
so
didn't
little
have a
time.
chat timer back then.
I know. That's why we did 25 minutes of reading and then
Yeah.
50 minutes of chatting.
So that's like
So,
like not even 2 hours of like
yeah.
reading before.
So, yeah, I think in my solo, I usually do, it depends, but I usually do 45 or 1 hour, I think.
Mm,
But I feel like 40 is probably a
yeah.
good enough time. Or
It's a
do you
good
want to
number.
bump it up to 45 if you feel that it's a bit short?
No, it's okay. 40 is okay.
Okay. Hi Queen P. Thank you for joining us in our space today. Welcome to my channel, but also Pam Shenanigans also has a channel. It's linked in the description box, so you could also visit that and subscribe. Hope everyone is well today. I am working on a collab video, so can't say what I'm reading today. Ooh,
Laurel.
interesting. Interesting. Well, can you say what genre you're reading right now? If you can say exactly what book you're reading. How are you doing your physical therapy and resting? I hope. Oh, did something happen? Hopefully you're good. I'm good. Thanks, Queen. And always well. My body gives me no choice. Oh no. Well, hopefully your physical therapy went well. Trying a sprints in a bit, dinner only. I will just do two sprints and I thank you so much.
Oh,
So
it's
much, so
okay.
much. Gotta rest. Of course, we're gonna try and be consistent this year, starting now. So hopefully every Sunday or maybe Saturday we're here. But thank you for joining us today. I was listening to my current audiobook while I was cooking. What is your current audiobook? Or is it also the Poppy War?
I think it was
Let us
also Poppy
know.
War, I'm assuming.
I was reading it in audio, okay.
I'm
I got
assuming.
6% into my first of three collab reads. Well, that's a lot. If you like it, I had my first, I've only done two like proper, well, I guess collab reads,
Mm.
and it's a lot of pressure. Like I feel like you need to be really disciplined to like read the books on time and everything. But it's
Yeah, and
good in a sense.
accountability. Yeah,
Yeah, it's good in that sense as well. But it's also I think it was just hard because it was like January when I last did my
yeah,
collab, and
yeah.
January for me was so busy. Hi, June. Welcome back to the sprint. I'm reading a
Hi,
book which is out of my
June.
comfort zone. This book is
Ooh,
How to Read a Book by Mortimer Adler. I'm glad to participate in your reading sprint. Well, I'm happy to have you here.
welcome
Let me
back.
look at that. How to Read a Book. Is it? nonfiction,
I'm
or is
assuming
it
it's non-fic. How to
this
read
one?
a
How
book
to read a book.
by
The classic
Mortimer.
guide to intelligent reading. Ooh, nonfiction. So what various levels of reading, how to achieve them. Oh, I like it. It's kind of self-help for reading. It's
Classic
kind of
Guide to
fun.
Intelligent Reading.
Let us know what you think about it and if you think there's something that we can learn from those books. Hello,
It's a
just
cute
a person.
cover.
Do you want us to call you by a different name? Just a person?
Hello, person.
I mean, we can just keep calling a person. It's fine as well. This first genre is mystery thriller. Ooh. Well, I hope you are enjoying your read, and I look forward to seeing the collab content. I'm listening to Tomorrow, Tomorrow,
Ooh.
Tomorrow. I'm 85% through. I still haven't read that book. You have read this, right? I feel like I've seen you
Yes.
read this.
Yes,
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
a
you have
copy
read
of the
this. Yeah.
book.
Yeah,
And
I haven't read it.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think I need to reread it to really appreciate it because I didn't
Mm,
exactly love it the first time around. Like it just didn't resonate with me, and I feel like I was just generally underwhelmed by the book. So I
mm.
think it's
Oh.
that kind of book where it's a matter of mood and timing when I read it.
Mm. Yeah, I guess that makes sense because I did hear a lot of like rave
Mixed.
reviews when it first came
Mm.
out. So I guess it makes sense that if you don't like it, maybe it's also like when you read it kind of thing. I have some mental and physical health issues, but then also had a bad accident. Don't know. And
Oh,
physical therapy is helping with healing that. Well, we are
I
wishing
hope
you
you're doing
well in
good.
your healing journey. And I mean, it always sucks when you get into an accident. But hopefully on the look. Things are looking
But
up. I can't speak. But with that, I am going to start setting up because the chat timer is
timer
gonna
is about to go off.
ring. Yeah, about to go off. For me, I really liked it at first, and now a big thing happened, and I think my opinion on it really depends on how it's going to end. Well, hopefully it ends in a good
Ooh.
note for you. I mean, I have no idea what's going on. You have an idea of what's happening, but I don't. So,
Mm, I'm not gonna
do
spoil
you also feel?
anything.
Did you also feel the same way where this big thing kind of changed what you thought about the book, or is it from the beginning you didn't feel that invested in the book?
I feel like the big thing happening, if I'm assuming where you are is what I'm thinking, it's just not gonna look up after like things aren't. It's more of like, okay, it's an ebb and flow of like just the consequence or like what's gonna happen after this big thing. So it's more of that.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. So last chat that I'm gonna read for now. It's very rare nowadays to encounter an avid reader like you. Actually, on that point, I'm noticing that more and more people are in bookstores now. Like whenever I
Ooh,
go to bookstores, there's so many people all the time, as opposed to before, there wouldn't be a lot of people. So I feel like maybe it's
that's a
trending
New
up,
Year
or
resolution. Yeah.
maybe, maybe like or like
Good for you.
Christmas money, maybe. But that's what I've been noticing recently. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move on with the third reading sprint. So I'm gonna start 40
Yes.
minutes and I'll see you after. Happy reading, everyone.
Happy reading.
Hello. How was third reading sprint for you?
Hello again. I got to page 198.
Oh,
So,
wait, I
I'm
think,
gonna hit,
didn't you mention earlier that your goal was 160? Was it? Or
yeah, like
200?
170. I was like, oh, okay. I think it's a 40-minute sprint that's helping.
I think so.
Well, I'm also listening to the audiobook, so it's helping greatly to like get me move faster with the book.
So are you liking it, the book?
It's really good. It's really good. It's I just know there's just this air of what they call this tragedy because of like the whole
Mm,
prophecy and
yeah.
whatever, since it's kind of sticking true to the original Greek myth
Yeah.
and just the retelling, whatever. So everything goes back to who's the god,
Hmm.
who's whatever. So I'm liking it so far. Like I am kind of readying myself for the heartbreak. So there's that. How are you? How is you so far? And how far are you
um,
in?
I made it to page 96, so almost to 100. Right now, well, I can't really say, like, it's still the same things, but I don't want to say specific events because that would be a spoiler. But it's just so interesting how he over prepares every single thing. Like, you know how when you're, well, so me as a person, I'm not very good at conversation, especially when I was younger. I hate phone calls. I used to hate phone calls because I feel like I need to prepare. Like whenever I reply to a text, I need to like prepare what I'm gonna say. Or sometimes before I talk to another person, I prepare like talking points in my head because I would be somewhat anxious like starting a conversation with someone. But this guy takes it to another level. Like obviously he's a stalker and everything. But he does that and like he prepares multiple different drafts of the
Mm,
message and then he has a different one that he'll send depending on how the girl
it
replies and
pans
stuff
out.
like that. It's kind of yeah, it's kind of crazy how intense he is, but I guess like I'm trying to picture this in the movie and I feel like it will be I feel like it's much creepier in book form than it's going to be
Mm,
in the TV show. I mean, did you feel that way when you were watching it?
I mean, I did feel that he's very prepared. Like he's not one
Mm.
of those protagonists where you're like, you're stupid. Why didn't you get
Yeah.
ready for this? Why didn't you think of this? So he has that air in him where he's just, he's very knowledgeable, he's very
Yeah.
smart to a fault. And yeah, I guess it's creepier in the book because you're reading it through his mind and he's
Yeah.
addressing you. But I feel like it's sticking true to the book with the show. I think you're gonna love it
Okay.
actually. Because
Well,
it's
yeah, I
kind
think
of
I'm
fun too.
gonna
I think it captured like Penn Badgley very much captured the creepy,
the
but
vibe of
he's
Joe
cute, so
Goldberg.
you're
Okay.
like setting that
And
aside.
it's so funny that this there's a part here in the book. So obviously Joe is a bookseller.
Mm,
And he's also like I guess he's well read and stuff. Like he's very
mm.
pretentious. Like the way that he acts and the way that he talks about people is very pretentious. Like he likes to judge all of the people buying books at his bookstore or where he works. Like, oh, he got the new Dan Brown, but then he's covering it with another book because he doesn't want the world to know that he's buying a Dan Brown, blah 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 blah. It's just so funny sometimes. Like he even talks about oh you bought all of these books, but did you read it? Did you read it? And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like buying
The
books
attack.
and reading are two different hobbies. Excuse me.
And I think with the books that he also reads, like
Yeah.
just the
It's very
classics.
yeah. And even with the classics, he's like, oh, that's like the mainstream classic. I have a different book. Like, you should be reading this book. Let's not pretend, blah, 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 blah. blah. Like, okay, sir, calm down.
You're the one pretending.
Uh, how is everyone reading? I hope you guys are enjoying the books that you're reading. And oh, Nor had to go, so I have a few things to do. It was nice to be reading with you again. But it was nice having
Thanks
you
so
again in the
much.
sprints. Hopefully we see you again next week or whenever we do our
Yes.
next sprint. No need to thank me. And I'm going to share. Oh, that's so cute. That from us not listening to our body's needs and it's controlling us because we go, go, go and never stop. We got this. That is very true that sometimes we just get swept up with the speed of the world and we forget to just take a break, listen to the body. I'll take your lady's advice and pick up some Christian fiction. Francine Rivers is a new author to me, and I've never read her book, but I heard a lot about her, and so far it's great. Long but good. Francine Rivers, I also have never heard of this author. Let me check
Christian
out.
fiction?
Is it like, what does that mean?
Christian
Wait,
as in
this?
like they are Christians? Am I
Like, is the author Christian? So the books that they write
it's
is Christian fiction, or is it about
Christian
Christianity?
fiction?
That's kind of interesting.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So literary genre dedicated to the narrative representation of Christian theology and
Ah,
ethics.
okay. That's interesting. Um, Family and books. Hello, welcome to the sprints. Are you gonna be reading with us? I think we're gonna. Did we do three sprints or four? Did we
Sorry?
do, did we do three sprints or four?
I think we did three so far.
We did three. Okay, we have
So we're
at least one more sprint, or
mhm.
yeah, we have at least one more sprint. So hopefully, you could join us. Hi, Eliza or Alyssa. Let me know how to pronounce your name, please. Just popping in. I just woke up and have a massive to-do list to tackle. Oh no. Well,
Oof.
you can use a sprint to
Yeah.
tackle that to-do list, or maybe to wake up slowly. Like when our sprint ends, you can go into your to-do list. Like use it as your morning routine timer if you want to. I got to 18% and the sprint hopped a little. No problem. Hey, Hermit and Queen Bee. Hey, oh, I love how everybody knows everyone. Uh, Accidentally put the caps on. It's okay. Uh, the avid reader community is on the verge of extinction and replaced by hipsters. Just my opinion. Well, I guess it just depends on what. Like, I personally don't care what people read. Like, for me, reading is reading is reading. So as long as like they pick up books and they read it, it's fine. Um, but yeah, I guess maybe there's some people who, because I've been seeing like TikToks or is it Reels of, or no, I've seen a YouTube video essay about TikTokers posting about how they
Mm.
only read like
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
dialogue in books, like all of those
yeah.
like I guess problematic content creators on bookish TikToks and stuff, and I'm like, I just tune out their content. It doesn't really affect me. Just okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. Good for them. I mean, I guess that's a good thing about it's a good thing about reading is that it's also very personal. Like if that's how you want
Mm.
to read, you're not really hurting anyone by reading that
As
way.
long as
I'm
you're
gonna
not
read my way.
poli-
Like
as long as you're not
yeah,
policing how I'm reading.
yeah. I don't
Go
care.
do whatever you want.
Like I'm gonna read mine the way I want. I'm gonna look and follow people who like to read the same like in a similar way that I do, and I'm gonna be happy there. Glad that you're enjoying your experience so far with Francine Rivers. Hi, Rebecca. Welcome to the sprints. Are you going to be reading with us? We
Hi.
have one more sprint. Let us know what you're going to be reading. Yes, Christian fiction, fantasy fiction using Christian theology as the basis. That's a new genre that I've never heard of, and it's quite interesting to
Yeah.
see how very varied genres can be. I just pretty much said the same thing. Yeah. We're kind of a little bit behind usually with comments. The second pronunciation is correct. Alyssa. Or was it? Oh no. I
Did you
forgot what
forget
I
which
said.
one?
I think I said Alyssa. Oh no. Oh no. I decided to watch some Sunday rest YouTube videos.
Ooh.
Wait, is it like Sunday reset? Is that what it is? Sunday reset YouTube videos? Hopefully get some motivation. Okay. Okay, it's Alyssa. Yeah, I love reset videos. I eat those up. Like I when the new year started and all of the 2025 reset, 2025 book reset,
What did they
2025
wait, when
life
you say you
reset. I
reset,
love it.
what kind of
Like
footages or like
reset your
what's
life. Like you start to set up your planner, you clean like you figure
oh
out what you clean your room. You kind of like preparing. So for Sunday reset, it's usually
okay.
like cleaning up your house, or maybe some people are
Preparing
like
for the
meal
upcoming week.
prepping.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. Or they check their schedule for the week. They fix their calendars, things like that. It's really like I
Oh,
enjoy it a lot. I
so
think you'd like it.
organized.
Like it's really nice to
I,
watch. Yes, I
yeah,
love
yeah,
that.
yeah. I feel like
I ate up
I'm not gonna
every
use it for myself.
single just just to live vicariously in other people's lives with my own life as a mess. But yeah, I when 2025 reset videos started popping up in my feed, I was like watching every single one of those. I couldn't do a reset video a reset about 5 times a day. Like factory reset. It's a different kind of reset where you kinda have to like life's a mess and you need to like stop. Oh, but I love that. I love reset videos.
I
And
wish I
especially
could.
love the
I wish I
bookish
could.
ones. Like the bookish ones are so interesting
Ooh.
because one of the things that they do is like they check out which series they want to DNF and which ones they want to continue for the new year. Or maybe they set up
Ooh.
what their reading goals are for the year, things like that. It's nice.
Well,
It's nice to
okay. I feel
watch.
like it's safe to say that I have done the reset, the bookish reset at the beginning of the year. Like I was setting up my spreadsheet, setting up
Yeah.
the Notion
Yeah, that's kind of it.
page.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Just not every month or not every week, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. I think some people like to do it every month, especially if they have like a reading
Mm.
journal, because they use
Ah.
that time to set up their journals or log their like last month's reviews and stuff.
I'm trying to look at
I like
my
watching
reading
them.
journal. I do have a reading journal, like a physical one.
Mm,
So I have
yeah.
like a reading log just of the books, the titles. Then I have the reading challenge fully booked.
Ooh.
Or look, so just
I haven't looked at
random.
their I
It's
haven't
kind of
looked at this
hard.
year's reading
The
challenge
prompts
for
are
Fully
kind of
Book.
hard.
Ooh. Okay, I'm
Like,
gonna take a look after. I did
I mean,
this is my first.
okay. So
Sorry,
I
what were you
also
gonna
have
say?
like this. So
Mm,
just some reading challenges
to keep
that
in
I might
mind.
do or like just could help
Yeah,
with my TBR, especially physical
yeah,
TBR. So it's a matter of like just putting whatever physical book I have in the
yeah.
challenges. So yeah, at least I have a physical
I,
one because I didn't have
yeah,
one last year.
I think you need to do a video on that or a reel or something. I'm also like this year. I think I'm gonna try and because you know how I love readathons, I love
Mm,
prompts and
yeah,
challenges and stuff, but I can't
yeah,
keep like doing videos on them because then it takes over my entire content. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna try and do it short form style. So I think
mm,
one of the things that I'm gonna try doing this year is doing the Books and Lala's buzzword challenge, but
yeah.
then doing it over on Instagram where like one video is like one book whenever I do one book, just reading that one book. So it's like very short and I don't have to spend so much time filming and editing it. So I'm gonna try that. And also like
Yeah,
I
I
had
was
a
also doing hers. Like
yeah,
this
I
is
spent like
her
a good like her prompts and stuff. Yeah,
buzzword.
I saw it. That's how I remembered. I spent like a good day because she has a new thing right now where she has the title and the cover challenge, right? And then
Yeah,
I
yeah,
spent
yeah.
like a
It's
good
true.
day finding books that match both. So I want to read just a total of 12 books the entire thing.
Mm.
It's been so
Isn't it
finding
kind of
books
hard?
that
Because like the
book
prompts are really different.
everything was um was pretty easy. The December one where it's like the cover has to be a single color or and then black and white, and then it has to be be alliteration in the title. And like I spent so much
Yeah,
time
yeah,
looking for that book. But I found one that I actually do want to read. Obviously, it's easy to find a book, but not one that I actually want to read. So I don't want to
yeah.
just read it for the sake of the challenge. Okay, I'm
But
gonna
were
read
you
this
able to
last
do a full
chat
TBR?
for like the
Yeah,
entire
for
buzzword
both.
challenge. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did
Ooh.
an entire TBR. I'm gonna send it to you. I don't want to post it because I might change some stuff, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
anyway, I guess I'll have, as I did my book journal setup and goals videos, but
Wait, am I the one? Hold on. I think I'm not sure who got disconnected. I don't know if it's me. Like, okay, so I think Pam has encountered some technical problems. So, because I was like, is it me? But I think she said that her modem restarted. Okay, so I'm just gonna reread your comment, Laura. I guess it's sort of have as I did my book journal setup and goals videos, but did them as part of book nanny, so it was super chaotic and definitely not the calming vibe that recent videos tend to be. I think it comes with like the pressure of like, at least for me, comes with the pressure of what do you call this? Being able to like out of your TBR, like at least for me, I need to like get on my physical TBR because like all of this, majority of them I haven't read yet. Like this shelf and this one, this display, I haven't read those. And I feel like even though I haven't bought that much books the past few years, like I think the most that I've bought was like last year when we went to a book fair. I got like 17 books, but the years before that, I haven't been buying books that much versus like when it was a pandemic. When it was a pandemic, I was just at home. I need something to read. And I didn't have a Kindle back then. I did have an iPad, which I still have, but I didn't have a Kindle until it was like 2022 or 23. So I was relying on physical books. But even then, I wasn't reading all of them because I'm very much a mood reader. So I think it like doing resets, like bookish resets, both stresses me out and like mostly stresses me out, but calms me in a way that, okay, there's order in the chaos of things, but mostly chaos. Because like, I, there are some reading challenges that I haven't been able to like add some books to. Because like, for example, with the 52 book club, there are some prompts that I don't easily have a book at the top of my head. So, for example, there are prompts where the genre should be set in spring or set in summer, set in autumn and winter. So, at least for others, there are easy prompts like has to have a moon on the cover, so I have a book for that. But there are like, okay, climate fiction. So I think it's just climate fiction isn't my go-to genre, so I don't know what book to put there. But I think I've talked to Laura about this before during her sprints, where I mentioned that I do have the 52 book club as part of the reading challenge, but I think it's impossible to get through all of them. So I'm just gonna take them however I can. So welcome back.
I'm back from the dead. So apparently my internet decided to like I'm back, right? Okay. Apparently my internet decided to
Yes.
restart. Like my modem started to restart and it took a while to get it back up. But yeah, I'm back. So I think thank you for stalling.
I think you're
Just gonna
still
check
kind
the
of
replay to
blurred,
see what to
at
talk
least in
about.
my part. So I hope your
Oh
internet's
no.
gonna be stable after this.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
But I'm
Well,
still
let's
hearing
see.
you, so
Okay. Let's go to the sprints, I suppose.
yes.
And we'll do the final, I think, reading sprint.
Yes.
And we'll see you after 40 minutes of here.
See you.
We'll find out. Happy reading. Hi, welcome back from the sprints.
Hello,
How's
hello.
how's the last reading sprint? Where did you end up in?
I ended up in page 223. So, very good progress tonight, I will say.
Is that like more than half of the book?
It's around, I have only this left. So, I think more than half. Because, like, it's 360 ish
Mm.
total.
Are you gonna continue reading after the sprints?
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm like, I'm itching to play on my Switch, but I'm also like trying to not read it all at the same time. Like, um, the war just started, so I know there's a lot
Mm.
of things that are still happening, but I'm like, okay, the killings have started, so like anytime soon, but like there's still like a
The
lot of
heartbreak is
pages to
starting.
go. There's still a lot of pages to go, so I'm like, okay, maybe it's not too soon. Maybe. But I might play a game before
I
heading
can't
to bed.
I can't quite remember what like how the story like obviously I know how the story unfolds, but like
Mhm.
how it get there. I trying to remember what they did.
But you haven't read it yet, right?
Um,
Just you're just
I've
aware
read
of
it.
the. Oh, you have. Okay, okay, okay.
No, I've read it. Yeah, yeah, I have. I think I read it
Well,
maybe 3 years ago.
they have arrived in Troy, so and the
Mm.
raids have started.
I
So
remember now. I think I kind
okay.
of remember now what's the what like why the last is still long.
Oh
But for
no.
me, I got to page I got to page 130, and it's it's a little bit dragging in this part, I feel like. I mean,
Ooh.
I think because we're trying to establish that Joe is a certified like stalker, like a nut job essentially. So we're being shown a lot of things that he's
Mm,
doing. And I I think it started to progress now, just now when I ended the thing. And I'm
mm,
starting to see, okay, who are the people that obviously this Joe guy is gonna try and kind of cage in, like maybe figuratively, maybe literally,
mm-hmm,
the girl. But so he's trying to get to all her friends and everything. So I think that's what's gonna happen in the next couple of chapters, just sort of how he's gonna problem solve all of the people around the girl.
mm,
Yeah, it's interesting in a very like it's in hmm, it's interesting to see how he thinks about stuff because he twists everything in a very like he's very I'm not like other men. I'm not like other
mm,
boys kind of guy, and he twists everything into like how everyone else is so pretentious and that they're just pathetic people, blah blah blah. Like every
mm,
interaction, he twists it in that sense. So it is a little bit tiring to read that. I think things that I start picking up in terms of the action part of the thing of the story. But yeah. How about
what's the
everyone?
name of the
How
girl
was
again
your?
that he's obsessed with?
It's
His name
Beck.
is Joe, right?
Get yeah, and then the girl's name, her last name is Beck. That's what she goes by. But I think her first name is like Genevieve. I don't know how to
Ah, okay,
pronounce
okay,
her.
okay. It was Beck. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
remember Beck.
Yeah, but that's her, yeah. But I
And
now
he,
actually
she
I'm
has
very
a
curious about
brother.
how she has a brother. Yes.
Okay.
I
I'm
mean
trying
it
to
was mentioned,
remember
but
the
I haven't
characters.
I think I wanna maybe watch the trailer tonight just to get because I think that's what also I've heard is that the casting was pretty good in terms of like obviously Penn Badgley and stuff. So I think I'm gonna try and watch it just to give myself a visual.
Yeah, the actress
How about
who played
everyone
Beck is very
else?
pretty. So
Mm. If some visitors may not be back for the next chat a bit, but we'll leave it up. Thank you so much for joining us today. That was our
thanks,
last reading
Laura.
as well. So thank you. I did that too. It's helpful. It made me excited for my reading journey next this year. Is it the physical journal? I think is what we're talking about here. The sprint is the sprint. I was able to watch some reset videos, make an iced coffee, and planning my week currently. So the reset
Ooh,
videos work in helping you, motivating
so
you into doing your
productive.
own little but yeah, thank you everyone for joining us for today's reading sprint. That was our last sprint. We're gonna try and make this every week again, as much as we can. But the next reading sprint is gonna be on Pam Shenanigans channel. So her channel is linked in the description box. So make sure you go to her channel, subscribe, and we usually announce on Instagram a day before, like a few days before,
Yes.
when the final schedule is. But usually it's the same Sunday, 7 p.m. Manila time, which I think is it 6 a.m. Pacific, something like that. But yeah, thank you again to everyone. Do you have anything you wanna share, promote, announce?
Not so far, but I am planning to film the rest of like the 2024 wrapped videos, which I haven't done yet.
Mm.
So yeah,
But you've
just
posted your best books, right?
yeah, I have.
Yeah,
But
I haven't
usually I
watched it because
post
I want.
like a tier ranking and then like stats. So I
Mm,
haven't done that yet. But
yeah.
still, this January isn't ending yet, so I'll get onto
Yeah.
that. And yeah, the sprints will be on my channel next week, and we hope to see you all that day.
If you want sprints in the middle of the week, I'm doing my series read along sprints. We're
Yes.
gonna be reading, or at least I'm gonna be reading
Poppy
the Poppy
War!
War. The first like 33%, one third of the Poppy War. And you don't have to read this book. You can read whatever you want. I'm gonna be reading this one. So if you want to join in, that's gonna be on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Manila, which is 7 a.m. Pacific, 6 a.m. Pacific, something like that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, thank you again for joining us today, and I hope we'll see you next time. Goodbye. Good night,
Bye!
good morning, or whatever it is for you.